How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Relics, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, guys, I want to talk about something that is very important for the future of Pokemon. So let's get right into it. So this tweet came out from Cerebi.net, which is one of the most trusted sources for Pokemon news. If you want on the internet, go check them out. Cerebi.net is freaking fantastic. Gets a lot of information to you guys out there who are interested in stuff happening with Pokemon. And there was this tweet coming out here from Cerebi saying, Cerebi notes, according to Famitsu, this I guess report that they give out about sales and stuff. Pokemon Ultra and Moon were the best-selling video games in Japan in the fiscal year of 2017 and 2018, so late March to late March, which is bloody insane when you think about it. Like, the time that the game has been out, Ultra Sun and Moon, the time they've been out is not even that long. Like, it's from November until now, and that's an insane fact that they're the best-selling games in Japan. And you gotta keep in mind one thing. Why is this important? Well, here's the thing. Game Freak, as well as all other, companies in Japan, and even when it comes to anime and stuff, this is just something I want to tell you guys. The way the companies there work is that they don't think about you and me first. They think about the Japanese people first. The Japanese audience is always the most important audience for them at first. Like, if they're gonna, do stuff, they're gonna focus on the audience closest to them first and, what fits those people there first, what do they like, and that sort of stuff. That's what they always do. So the fact that they sold that much, they're the best-selling video game in Japan in the fiscal year of 2017, 2018, that is insane. Considering, I mean, you gotta keep in mind though, Ultra Sun and Moon were like the follow-up game, or the kind of the third wheel type of game, that we always get. You think Ruby Sapphire and then you got Emerald, or you think Black and White and then you go Black and White 2. Similar type of thing. I mean, it's always those extra games, the games that kind of fill in the gaps from the previous games. It's kind of interesting, right, that they sold well. I don't think they sold super crazy, but they sold pretty well. Now, why is this important for Pokemon Switch in the future for Pokemon? Well, it's important because Pokemon is still doing good, guys. People are saying Pokemon's dying. No, it is not. Pokemon is going strong. Stronger than ever. Actually, no, probably not. But it's going strong, though. It's going really strong. And you got to keep in mind, there is pressure from Nintendo. This is something we know because it's been told in interviews. There is pressure from Nintendo for Pokemon or the Game Freak to keep making Pokemon games. So that's why I still feel that this year we may get a Pokemon game. If anything, if we don't get it at the late of 2018, which I'm like a 70% certain it's going to be late 2018. If we don't get it late 2018, most likely early 2019. They have to release it within that sort of span of time. Because here's the thing, otherwise we'll be left without anything for a very long time. The reason why for that is, I'm going to go through all the points here, why that is an issue is because Ultra Sun and Moon are done. Those games are essentially done for. I'm just gonna move this down, but Ultra Sun and Moon are kind of finished, right? Usually with all previous games, and I'll explain this kind of briefly here. Think X and Y, guys, okay? Everybody, who's watching this right now, think X and Y. When X and Y came out, the year after X and Y, we had ORAS, right? To kind of fill in that gap there, because they knew it was going to take them some time while they were developing something like Sun and Moon, right? So they decided to fill X and Y with enough, mysteries and Pokemon, and it was enough, there was enough in those games to keep them going for a long time, and also, they had ORAS to kind of fill the gap, because, they had a side team working on that project. So, it makes sense then, right? Just logically thinking, it makes sense that they had enough stuff in X and Y to keep them going the year after ORAS to, just not have to release a new game. That makes sense, but here's the difference now. Sun and Moon, once they were done with, they were done with. The only mystery we had was Marshadow, which was revealed in the 20th Pokemon movie. Now we have Zeraora. It's the only mystery we have, which yet to be, explained or revealed or whatever officially, and that's the only one remaining. So that means that once that is done, we have nothing new happening. There's nothing Ultra Sun and Moon related that can really keep us going in a specific pattern. There's nothing, not really pattern, but rather, there's nothing in terms of Ultra Sun and Moon that can keep us going. While X and Y had Magearna, it had Volcanion, it had, Hoopa and stuff. All these Pokemon, I think ORAS and stuff, Hoopa was more involved there. But my point is still that, those games had more stuff in them that, they could create movies out of and that sort of stuff. And if you start saying right now, oh, they haven't done movies on Solgaleo and Lunala, well, here's the thing, they won't, because those have already showed up in the anime. If you look at the anime itself, yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that has to happen in the anime, but they're already making fillers. They're making episodes where they're playing ping pong and stuff to drag things out. So clearly, it seems like the anime doesn't even know, how much, clearly, even, when you look at the anime itself, the Sun and Moon anime, and the new Ultra Adventure one, clearly, they're trying to drag some things out just to keep going, things going a bit in a slower path, There's still a lot of things that need to be shown there. I think Necrozma should probably, I'm not sure if Necrozma's even shown up in the anime yet, but that's something that needs to happen, that sort of stuff. Sure, that will eventually, they will eventually get there. Will the anime be able to end within this year? Most likely, in all honesty, or at least early 2019, which is why I think maybe it could be also a release of the next Pokemon games in 2019 or something like that. But then again, that's it. Like we were working with a very, long amount of time of nothing happening, and that's the issue as well. Like, if nothing happens within like almost half a year of time, from June until November, because June is the last month where we should be expecting an announcement. If it doesn't happen at E3 that they announced the Pokemon Switch game, then we shouldn't be expecting a Pokemon game at all this year. But if they don't do anything within that time, like no new specific, like no new merchandise to keep people excited about this new thing coming out, none of that stuff. If none of that happens, they're in a shitty spot because they're going to keep making money, but it's harder to make money when people aren't as excited about what you're doing. When there's nothing new coming out, people aren't as likely to go around spending money. And also, here's another thing, right? People keep arguing that because of Smash coming out, it's going to affect the sales of Pokemon on the Switch. How do people even think? Like, right, Smash is a big game, I get it. Smash is huge. A lot of people love Smash, and it's going to sell like butter. It's going to sell so much for Nintendo. But here's the thing. The best time for them to release Smash, and this is just logical thinking here, is to release it alongside the online feature. And the online feature for the Nintendo Switch is supposed to be around September, right? Then from September until all the way to December, you have a lot of months there that are open for other things. You have so many things you can do there. You can release it, you can release it even in October, November, December, you know what I mean? Any of those times works for another release. A big release even, if that needs to be. Who knows? Maybe we even get the Smash game earlier than September. We don't know. We have no clue. But we know it's going to sell a lot, but that doesn't mean it's going to affect Pokemon. Think back to like 2013 and those times, you had like, even back in like in the olden days, you had like Pokemon games coming out at the same time as Smash games, and it didn't really affect any one of them, It's just, sometimes that's just how it is. For example, if you want to talk about anything, look at like Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald. Those games were released, as far as I remember, in the same year, okay? Those were official Pokemon games released in the same exact year, so don't assume just because one game is coming out that it's going to affect another game. It doesn't work that way. Nintendo just releases shit when they want to release it. And releasing two big titles in the same, around the same time, between three to 4 months in between each other, that is perfect for them. Because people who are ready to spend money early on in the year, they're going to spend that money. But then also, then for Christmas, you have games that maybe others, like the game, like Smash game, that people didn't pick up in September, they're going to pick that up alongside this brand new fantastic Pokemon game, you know what I mean? So, in my simple, in honest opinion, I don't think Smash is going to affect it in any way. People assuming that that's going to do anything, you just, how are you even thinking? Why would Smash affect Pokemon? That makes no sense. They're totally different things. People who play Pokemon, yeah, they can also play Smash, but that doesn't affect anything. Pokemon is bigger than Smash. That's just how it is. Pokemon has always outsold Smash. Always. It always will and always has, and that's because Pokemon is just a bigger franchise. That's why they sold so much of Ultra Sun and Moon in Japan, and that's the place that they focus the most on as the Nintendo company, or rather as Game Freak and that sort of stuff. You focus on the area which is closest to you, which is Japan for them. And if you sell a lot there, you're happy. You're like, oh shit, we made a lot of Mula this time around. Yay, let's go. You know what I mean? My honest opinion is that we most likely, if we don't see it late 2018, we should be expecting early 2019. But if anything, for me, that's personally less likely. Why is it less likely? Well, because if you want to make as much money as possible as a company, you know what I mean? You would want to release it earlier. And we know this for a fact. This is something we know for a fact. So nobody can argue against this. We know for a fact, according to Nintendo's, yearly kind of, yearly summary of revenue and that sort of stuff. It said on the list there for games coming out that Pokemon Switch RPG was 2018 or 2018 or 2018 to be decided or whatever, or later or something like that. 2018 or to be decided. Something like that. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it essentially said 2018 on there, so there is a chance it still can happen this year, but we don't know yet. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes with the game, if they've finished it, if they're working on it, if they, if they're already done with everything, or if they're just getting started. We don't know. We have no clue. But honestly, based on this argument that Switch is going to affect it, it's just stupid. Seriously, it's just a dumb argument. Switch won't affect it because it's totally different games. People who buy Smash for what Smash is. People who buy Pokemon for Pokemon. It's totally different things. And again, Pokemon is the bigger franchise. Of course they're going to still sell. They won't affect each other. I mean, again, look at, Ultra Sun and Moon. People still bought it, even though there wasn't as much hype about Ultra Sun and Moon as there was for Sun and Moon and, X and Y and that sort of stuff. People still bought it, and it sold like Mula. It sold hella dollars. And you know who loves that the most? Nintendo, because all Pokemon games go to Nintendo consoles, so they make the most cash from that. They love it. So that's all I'm trying to say, guys. I know I was a bit riled up in this video. It wasn't supposed to go this long again. I'm really apologizing about that. I literally didn't want to make it this long, but I really want to argue about this because I've seen so many people having this argument that, like, oh, Smash is going to affect it. No, it won't. It's totally different games and totally different, like, you know, people buying. I mean, it's mostly, you know, people who are buying it are just people who want either one of those games, or they will buy both. It's just how people work, you know, and if one of them comes out earlier, then that won't affect the game coming, you know, 3 months later. That's just how it is. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching the video, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think about this? Do you think we're going to be getting Pokemon this year or next year? I want to know your opinions. I personally think it's this year based on the fact that we don't know as of right now when the game's coming out. But based on the fact that Ultra Sun and Moon are pretty much done, I think we're looking at, like, either late 2018 or early 2019. Something like that must happen. Otherwise, what are they going to do? Like, honestly, that's just my biggest question. What are they going to do with all that open time? Like, that's my biggest question. What will they do with all the open space? Because there's nothing happening there. It's very surprising. Again, I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. What do you think about this? I would love to know your opinions. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Have a good day, and bye-bye, guys.